Hi everyone, it's Jill Marie from Inner Alignment Mandalas, and I am so excited to share with you today how I set up a mandala crystal grid. We are just wrapping up the third week of our Shower Myself with Love challenge that Michelle created for you guys at the beginning of February. And I thought, what better way than to shower myself with love than to set up this mandala crystal grid for that purpose. So we're going to go over the 10 steps that I use to set up a crystal grid. And I want to encourage you to, if this resonates with you, to set up your own grid. And if you are working on this challenge, then it would be awesome if you did a shower yourself with love grid. And we'd love to see it. So if you do end up setting one of these up, then please share it with us on Facebook or in the comments below how that was for you. But all right, so let's move forward. So the first step is coming up with the purpose of the grid. So in this instance, my purpose is to shower myself with love. And then that leads into the next step, which is setting up my intention, which is related to the purpose, but then it gives a little bit more depth and clarity to it. So I sat with what wanted to come forward, and the message that came through was to feel, know, and be love in all areas of my life to the fullest extent that I am able to in any given moment of the eternal now, as my heart is open to the perfection of the experience. So I like that. That felt good. So I wanted to go ahead and make that my intention and move forward into the third step, which is choosing the base mandala for the grid. So originally I thought I would work with the I Am Love mandala because this is a shower myself with love grid, and that makes perfect sense. But when I looked at my intention, it didn't seem completely energetically aligned. So I started looking at the mandalas that I have, and the My Heart is Open mandala really kind of jumped out at me, saying that that is really what my intention is in this moment, is to have my heart open to all of the experiences that I'm having. Not just the ones I like, mind you, but all of the experiences that I'm having. So now that I have my base, then I would move on to the fourth step, which is to choose the pattern and layout of the crystals. And I do that next because then that's going to give me what type of an idea, and it's going to help me get a little bit clearer on what crystals that I'm going to choose in step 5. So for this particular one, I decided to use a circle pattern, and in addition to my center sphere. So that was pretty basic. And then even though I'm working with mandalas on a regular basis, I do not always choose a circular pattern, but for this particular instance, that is what I'm going for. So the next step is choosing the crystals, and you can do this either intuitively or you can look up specific crystals that are aligned with your intention, or whatever method you use to choose the crystals will be perfect for you. So I chose to work with rose quartz, and the reason I did that is because rose quartz has a gentle vibration of love, and it gives inner peace and helps in all matters pertaining to love in all its forms. So specifically, I want to open my heart to self-love and nurturing, but also to love for my family and love for humanity and all kinds of love. Plus, rose quartz opens the heart to love. And again, you can see that aligned with my intention, and then with the vibration that this mandala carries, and now with the vibration that the gemstones carry, everything really kind of comes together, and the energy just starts building, and it's just an incredible thing. So also, rose quartz helps to rejuvenate the skin, and since I'm going to be 45 soon, I thought that was a really nice extra added bonus there. So the sixth step is placing crystals with reverence. And what I mean by that is I always like to get into a state of coherence where my heart and my mind are aligned. And it's one of the healthiest states of being. If you're not familiar with heart coherence, you might want to check out something called HeartMath, HeartMath. And they are, I think Doc Childry is the founder or one of the founders, and it's just a really incredible thing that helps with coming from the heart. I also hear people talk a lot about going into an alpha state before they work with their crystal grid, and that is putting your brain in an alpha brainwave pattern, and it's a more receptive state to be in. So whichever one works well for you, but at the very least, you'll want to be in a nice, peaceful, calm, loving state when you place your crystals. So as you're placing your crystals, you'll want to have your purpose and your intention kind of on your mind while you're doing it. And I'm working with this sphere here, so it's a little rolly. But I place my center stone first, and then I'll place my outer stones. A lot of people teach or suggest moving in a clockwise direction. I encourage you to trust your intuition and do what feels right for you. Because getting guidance and direction from another person is absolutely wonderful and very beneficial until your own intuition kicks in, and then you start going with what you get, because you are your own authority, and that's what leads to empowerment, is building your intuition and trusting your internal guidance system. So once you place your crystals, the next step is step 7, and that's where you're energetically going to link the crystals with your purpose. So they're all communicating together. And you can either use a wand for this or the palm of your hand. And in the palm of your hand is a chakra, and energy actually radiates and emits out from your palm. And if you're clairvoyant, you can see it. And if you're clairsentient, you can feel it. Now, if you have not developed those, or those have not kicked into functioning gear for you yet, that's totally fine. All you need to do is visualize in your mind's eye a beam of light coming out from your palm. And again, you'll be using your imagination or visualization techniques, but in reality, there really is. So you pick one crystal to start with, and then move your hand or your wand, drawing a line and linking all of these crystals together for the common purpose. And I do this 3 times because then that links them on all 3 levels. You link them on the physical level, the level of the mind, and also emotions, and then the spiritual level. So I do that 3 times. And then the 8th step is activating the grid. And you do this with your intention and affirmations. And I usually say them aloud, but for this demonstration purpose, I am not. But what you'll do is you'll, again, either with your wand or your hand, you're going to start at the center stone, and you're going to move out to one of the outer crystals, and then back to the center. And then move to the next crystal, back to the center. And you do this all the way around, again, while stating your intention. And a lot of times then affirmations will just kind of start coming up as well. So I would say those. And again, I do this 3 times to link it on the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual plane. And you can start to feel, again, if you're one of the people that can feel stuff, you feel the energy just start radiating out. I mean, it's just incredible. So not only do you have the energy vibration of your intention, you have the energy vibration of the mandala, you have the energy vibrations of the gemstones, and then it just starts creating this attractor field, and it's just, the energy is just incredible. So I just have to take a breath. All right, the next step is step 9, and this is optional, but a lot of times what I'll do is at this point I'll either do some automatic writing or stream of consciousness writing or pull an oracle card to see what energy or message is ready to come forward and be amplified in the energy field. Any additional, message. So for this particular one, I felt guided to pull an oracle card. And I used the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And the card that I pulled is Ostara. And Ostara's message is, it is the perfect time to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So I sat with that for a bit, and I asked what would that look like in my life, or is the message a little bit more specific to me? And what came through was to be patient with myself as my own light is increasing within my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. And while this can kick stuff up to be processed, I always have the choice to be open to the truth that I am surrounded by love and supported, and all I have to do is open my heart to allow it. So again, you can see the whole theme of having my heart open is a really big message that's important for me to be aware of right now. So once I have all this, then I sit with the grid, and usually I'll sit for 5 or 10 minutes in meditation, or just a real receptive mode full of gratitude and appreciation to this amazing universe. Or if I'm like visualizing something that I want to create in my life, like in this instance, it's to shower myself with love. So I might visualize myself doing self-care things. And then when I'm finished, I will just leave the grid in place, and I'll leave it up for days, weeks, months, however long I feel intuitively guided to. And then personally, I work with my grids usually a minimum of 3 times a week, if not daily. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing in the moment. So until I felt like I was really, really, really diligent and in a great habit of daily self-care and self-love and nurturing, then I would probably work with this grid until I felt that that was really something that I made a new part of my life. But you'll intuitively know how you're guided to work with it. So I hope you found this helpful and enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing what kind of mandala crystal grids that you create. Thanks everyone. Michelle and I are really glad that all of you are in our community, and we wish you a wonderful, nurturing rest of your February. Bye.